Welcome back, guys. Pulling up the app now. We had a lot of really good games yesterday, but we're going to get right into it. Um, yeah, I think we had 11 games. Let's go over some scores. It is Wednesday. Oh, shit, it's Wednesday, April 8th. You know what that means? We're going to go see this band tonight at the Van Buren in Phoenix. Testament, Overkill, and Destruction, the German thrash legends. So we're going to be at a thrash metal show this evening in Phoenix. Going to be staying at a hotel pretty close to the venue. It's going to be super cool. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Any metalheads on here? I'm going to start doing some album reviews soon. Hockey season's not gonna last forever, so I'm getting some physical copies. I'm gonna listen to them. I'm gonna take notes on riffs that I like, and just give you maybe even timestamps of where you can hear certain things. I don't know. It's gonna be cool, but I'm gonna be getting into a little bit more video editing, and we're gonna change the channel up a little bit because I'm gonna get bored not doing the hockey stuff. This is still my number one thing. It keeps me informed, and it keeps you informed, and it gives me, instead of just walking around talking to myself, I get to talk to something. So it's cool. But anyway, we're going to have a good time tonight. But we got 11 games to go over, and then we'll do the standing board adjustment. And then we'll talk about, I think there's 3 games tonight. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So we have the Canadiens and the Panthers. Canadiens, 2 points out in this division. They are, this is a super tight division here. Canadiens are one of the hottest teams in the Eastern Conference. I think they've won 8 out of their last 9. Panthers, as you know, I discuss it every single day on my channel. Way down here, they are the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions and the 3-time defending Eastern Conference champions, and they are very disappointing. But they lost in a shootout to the Canadiens. So 4-3 final shootout. Panthers get a point. It doesn't matter. Canadiens needed those 2 points to stay kind of in the race in the Atlantic. Lightning Senators, another team in that Atlantic division. Senators in that final wild card spot. They need points. They need to stick around because they're in a messy 6-way race in this Eastern Conference wild card race. But the Senators took care of business. We had a parlay. I definitely had the Lightning on this one, and the Lightning lost 6-2. So in regulation. Good for the Sabres. Bad for my ticket. Huge game, guys. This is the one we were talking about yesterday. This was a huge game in the Eastern Conference. We had the Blue Jackets and the Detroit Red Wings tied at, I believe, 88 points. Or they were tied in that wild card race, and the game did not disappoint. I watched a lot of it on my phone. We were out at the bar. But Blue Jackets ended up getting a 4-3 win in a shootout. So huge points for the Blue Jackets, who had dropped several games in a row, guys. They had dropped 6 games in a row before that. Worst time of the year to do something like that. Blue Jackets were way over here in 3rd and 2nd place of their division. Fell all the way down here to the depths of the Eastern wild card race, and they needed that win desperately. Red Wings doing what Red Wings do. They got a point out of it, but can't drop to teams that are above you in the standings with 5 games left. It's not March anymore. Detroit needs to pick it up. Next game, Flyers, one of the hottest teams in the East, came from over here in the depths of the Eastern Conference wildcard race and ended up all the way over here. But they took on the New Jersey Devils. Just fired their GM. Devils are way over here. Not a horrible team, just in a tough conference. But the Flyers were able to get a 5-1 victory. So Flyers are still kicking ass, man. They are kicking ass. They have been on a mission to make the playoffs, playing their best hockey at the best time of the year. Bruins and Hurricanes, what a game. I checked that score. I think it was they had scored many goals in the first period, but it looks like the Hurricanes were able to get a 6-5 victory in overtime. So the Bruins did get a point out of it, which is super important, guys. They had been losing recently. I think they had lost 3 in a row. They had a 5-point cushion in the wild card, but with some of those teams playing the way that they are, they needed to make sure they stole a point there. Hurricanes just trying to lock up lock up that division, and they might already have it locked up. Avalanche and Blues is a rematch from last week. Blues were able to get a much-needed win against Avalanche last week, kind of keep their playoff hopes alive. And they're not out of it by any stretch, but they do need to string together some wins these last few games of the year. Played against Avalanche again. This time it didn't work out for them. In St. Louis, they lost 3-1 in regulation, of course. So, Stars and Flames, game really doesn't matter too much, but the Stars were able to get a 4-3 overtime victory over the Flames, who are, they got to be done zone now, right? We were talking about it. The next couple days, we're going to be seeing an E next to the Calgary Flames being mathematically eliminated. Another team that has fallen from grace, and I kind of love it because I don't like the Pacific Division, is the Seattle Kraken. They lost the Wild 5-2. Wild are doing some good stuff, man. They're playing really good hockey, too, and they're pretty close to maybe passing the Stars for that second place spot in the Central. But the Kraken, man, they were like all the way up in here. They lost again. As I mentioned, and I need to take receipts because I got the notification on my Facebook somewhere. The Seattle Kraken fans talking shit to me, but I told them 2 weeks ago, man, Seattle Kraken hockey is going to be over in April. Like, it's over. Like, you guys got an overtime win against the Lightning, and you're talking shit on an NHL page. Cool, but get it out of your system because you're not going to be doing this again until next season. So, love it. We had the Mammoth and the Oilers, kind of a big game here. So the Oilers are tied for that division lead up here. Mammoth are fourth place in the Central, but first in the wild card. And Mammoth were able to get that 6-5 win. So Oilers stole a point out of it. Mammoth get to keep their cushion in the wild card. Golden Knights need to stay on pace with the Edmonton Oilers. Golden Knights were able to get a 2-1 victory over the Canucks in regulation, so they were able to close that gap. I think they were a point out. And then the Ducks. Man, the Ducks needed to do something here. The other two teams in their Division 1, the Ducks are playing against the Preds, who's another team trying to get back into the wild card here. Desperate teams. These are desperate teams, right? The Ducks are kind of like slowly turning into the Western Conference version of the Columbus Blue Jackets, playing not so great hockey in the worst time of the year to play not so great hockey. Is that enough suspense for you guys? You want the score? 5-0 Nashville. 5-0 Nashville. Crazy, man. Like, the Preds needed that game, but the Ducks, what the hell are they doing, man? You can't get shut out at home 5-0 in a must-win game when the rest of your shitty division is stealing points from you. So there's definitely going to be some movement in that division. We'll get to it. In fact, that's next. So let's check out these wildcard standings. And if you guys have tuned in for the first time, and like my average watch length is like 50 seconds, so certainly nobody's watching it at this point. But if you are watching it, this is how it's laid out for those who aren't familiar with the standings board. This hemisphere is all of our division leaders. The top three in the 4 divisions of the NHL automatically make the playoffs. So if you're in the top 3 of the division, you go on this side. So we've got the Pacific Division, Western Conference, Central Division, Western Conference, Atlantic Division, Eastern Conference, Metropolitan Division, Eastern Conference. Those are our top 3, 4 groups of 3 that are going to make the postseason. Over here, we have 2 wild card races. We have the West wild card, which is all the rest of the teams that aren't in the top 3 in the divisions, and the Eastern wild card, all the teams that aren't in the top 3. The top 2 of the wild card also make the playoffs. So you have the top 3 and then the top 2 wild card teams. So as you can see, there's a separation here. That's how we have it. So cool. Hopefully you guys understand that. But we will get right into it. Reading from the standings here. We'll take it from the West through the whole Western Conference first. I like to start with the Central, not a whole lot of movement there. Colorado has the 112 points. They clinched the number one seed in the West. Dallas has 104 points, Minnesota 102 points. They've all clinched playoff berths. In the Pacific, we have Edmonton still leading. We have Vegas tied with them with 88 points, and Anaheim down to third place with 87 points. So we will reflect that now. So Anaheim's biggest saving grace is that the Oilers lost and overtime only got a point. So they're still only a point out. Interesting. All right. Now we'll go to the West wildcard race. We have Utah, 88 points. Nashville now at 84. Jumps over the Los Angeles Kings with 83. So Nashville back in the win column, back in the playoffs for now. Interesting fact about these two teams, though. Nashville has 84 points. The Kings have 83, but the Kings have played 77 games. They have 5 games left. The Predators have 4 games left. So it's going to come down to who can close these games out, who can win in these last 4 or 5 games of the year and end up in that final wildcard spot, because it looks like the Utah Mammoth are pretty much locking up that first one. So we're going to have like 5 teams battling for that last spot. But after the Kings, we have the San Jose Sharks. Sharks kind of control their own destiny. They went on a pretty bad losing streak there for a bit. I think they pulled it off. They kind of stopped the bleeding, and now they have 6 games left to play. So they have 81 points, but they have a couple extra games to play. Some of the teams in front of them in the standings, so they need to make sure they take care of business there. Then we got the Winnipeg Jets, have played 77 games. They're at 80 points. Blues have played 77 games, 78 points, so they are 6 points out. Seattle, 75 points. And then Calgary, Chicago, and Vancouver have all been eliminated. So Calgary officially eliminated. We knew it was coming. 73 points, 70 points, and then 52 points for the Vancouver Canucks. In the Eastern Conference, got not going to change anything here. No need to, but interestingly enough, these 3 teams all have 102 points. So Tampa lost yesterday, Montreal won yesterday, and then Buffalo was able to get the win over Tampa 2 days ago. So they have all played 78 games, so they all have 4 games left. They all have 102 points. So it's going to come down to who can do what. Buffalo Sabres, my Buffalo Sabres, play against the lowly New York Rangers. Hopefully we can get that win. The Rangers did beat the shit out of somebody recently. I don't know who, but can't take them lightly. It's an in-state division rivalry. In-state rivalry. We'll leave it there. But yeah. Cool. Tight race here, tight race here, tight race here. Watch hockey, guys. Watch hockey. That's all there is to it. Carolina has the, let's see, what does that mean? They clinched the division title. That's cool. Carolina clinched their division. They have 106 points. We got Pittsburgh with 96, Philadelphia with 92. Philadelphia, man. On another winning streak now. Won 3 in a row. Wild card standings, nothing changed. Nothing changed. We got Boston, 96. Ottawa, 92. Columbus jumps a couple spots. That's how important these wins are, guys. You win a game, you jump 2-3 teams just because they're so close. So we got Columbus at the front of the line now. Then we got Detroit, needed that win, but they stole a point. Then we got New York Islanders. And the Islanders didn't even play, I don't think. These 5 teams have all played 78 games. And they're all within 5 points of each other. 92, 90, 89, 89, 87. don't write off the Capitals. I think the Capitals lost to the fucking Rangers. That's who it was, dude. The team that could not lose, the worst team in the East, lost the worst team in the East, like, by a lot. New Jersey's officially eliminated from the playoffs. 83 points. Not even a bad year. I mean, they're over 500. Toronto, 78. Florida, 78. And the New York Rangers with 75. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Go over who's hot, who's not. We got a couple teams who are not hot in the East. Boston Bruins and the New York Islanders, both teams in that Eastern wildcard race, have lost 4 in a row. I mean, Boston still got a 4-point cushion. They were playing really good for a while. Now they're playing really bad. Hot teams in the East. Oh, Detroit's also lost 3 in a row. Worth noting. Columbus, Detroit, and New York Islanders, all 3-7 in their last 10. Columbus and Detroit, 3-6-1, technically. Hot teams in their last 10. Montreal is 9-1. 9-1 in their last 10. So that's why they have a share of the division lead now. And all 3 of those teams have clinched a playoff berth, by the way. In the West, hot and not. Minnesota, Vegas Golden Knights, both have won 4 in a row. Utah's also won 4 in a row. So, teams that are not hot. Anaheim's lost 6 in a row. And the other shithouse fucking Pacific Division team, Seattle's lost 6 in a row. So, yeah, guys, Seattle won 7-2 when it mattered most. Crazy. Anaheim's 4-5-1. Their last 10. Yeah, games that we got tonight. Let's check it out. Wednesday, April 8th, we got the Sabres and the Rangers on HBO Max. Fuck. I don't know if we're going to be able to watch that one. Capitals and the Maple Leafs, ESPN Plus at 4:30. And then we got the Oilers and the Sharks, also on HBO Max. So, some pretty big games. Capitals got to take care of business. This will be a must-win for them. Oilers and Sharks. I mean, Oilers are kind of safe. Kinda. I mean, even if they fall, they're not going to fall to a wild card, but Sharks need to win. Sharks desperately need to win. And then Sabres, Rangers. I mean, the Rangers are out of it. Sabres need to take care of business, man. Do not let a lowly team like the Rangers come in, or don't travel to the Rangers and let them kick your ass on their home ice. You know, you're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. You need to take care of business. So we'll see. But yeah, 3 games tonight. Probably won't be doing this video tomorrow morning. Be later in the day. We'll be getting back from the concert. But yeah, if anybody watched this, thanks, man. Leave a comment. Like, subscribe. I do this every day. I just ramble about hockey, and we talk about what teams need to do what. And we get caffeinated because we're a bro named Kyle. It's fun. I mean, shit. I mean, hell.